Huawei Watch Fit 4 is finally here. Over here I have the white version. Inside the box we get the watch itself in a really decent packaging. Also inside the box we get a bunch of manuals over here and a very hefty magnetic charger as well. On the back of the watch we get extremely premium ceramic glass. And yeah, the design of this watch looks incredibly premium. Also the whole body of this watch is fully metal. Over here we have speakers and also your microphone. And the scroll wheel also is fully metal, as well as the side button, which feels incredibly premium over here. It really has to be one of the most premium Huawei watches that I have ever seen. And the design of this watch is easily my favorite part about it. It looks absolutely stunning. And yes, this definitely feels much premium than the price suggests on this watch. And also the quality of the strap is absolutely amazing as well. The buckle is actually of real decent quality, so we actually have full metal buckle over here. And the keeper also feels meg premium. And also, as you see, there are adjustments to fit pretty much any wrist. So you really can't ask for a better looking watch than this one. And also when it comes to durability, this watch also is extremely nice. And also we actually have real decent waterproof rating as well on this watch, so you can easily beat it around, and again it's really top class. And probably the best part about this watch actually is the price of it. Personally, I got mine from AliExpress and I paid a bit under 150 using special coupon codes that I managed to get. So in the description I'll include special link where you actually need to go on AliExpress to get this watch for the cheapest price. Again, also check those extra coupon codes, so again you can bring that price down even further using those. And again, when you actually consider the price for this watch and what we actually get and the absolutely insane build quality, it's absolutely ridiculously good value for money. And again, no watch really in market actually comes close to this watch when you consider the price. And let's check out all the features this watch actually has. Also, compared to the Fit 3, probably the biggest upgrade is actually that we get full-blown maps on this watch. For example, if I press this button over here to start exercise, or also as you see, you also can actually like configure also different courses, and also we even have training plans. But obviously again you need to set this up in your phone app, so these training plans. But again, this actually again is absolutely huge upgrade over the past Fit 3 that I actually featured last year on this channel. For example, let me start like GPS activity. By the way, also this watch also has got dual band GPS, so as you see I'm actually indoors. As you see, it's still actually able to lock on in pretty much like few seconds. So again, I was absolutely amazed by the GPS performance of this watch. So it locks on super fast and it's super precise really. So again, compared to the past Fit 3, this again is absolutely massive upgrade. So then if I swipe down, basically like this, as you see, I can actually see where I am, and again I can actually use my phone to download these maps and send over to the watch. So again, you need to use your phone to do that. I'll maybe show you that a bit later. So essentially, if you actually enter this mapping system, first we can also basically explore our map. So using the scroll wheel over here, so you see I can actually zoom in and also drag it around like this, so very easily, so I can see where I am. And also what's absolutely great is we also have this track back function as well. For example, okay, so let's go a bit back. So if I click, you see, if I click this route back, essentially it can help me navigate back to the starting point essentially. And yeah, usually these kind of features, maybe if you have also tried, like for example one of the Garmin watches, you need to spend literally like $800 to get maps and this trackback function. So again, but you get these features on this watch, it's absolutely ridiculous. Also I find the overall like map quality also to be extremely nice, and even like better than on my Garmin watch essentially. So this Instinct, which costs like $400, doesn't even comes with maps. But again, if you have Phoenix, which costs like 800 or 900, then again I actually find the quality of these maps on this super cheap watch essentially even better. So that's absolutely ridiculous. And also I find the overall system also has been completely overhauled compared to the past Fit 3, and everything looks extremely modern. So first, if I swipe down, I can get access to these various styles, and even I can go further. By the way, again, this watch actually literally has a speaker and microphone, so we can actually answer calls. But if you actually go swimming with this watch, obviously make sure to remember drain your water basically. So click this, and again shake it, and again it will play this sound to get rid of the water essentially. And again we can configure various other things. For example, also check this, we can literally like adjust the brightness of the flashlight this here easily just by scrolling the wheel. So again, very well thought out. Then if I swipe like this, as you see, I can get access to various things over here. By the way, this also has got this assistant feature as well, but you actually need a Huawei phone for this to work. So I think this is probably one of the only negatives about this watch, that you, for example, this assistant again needs Huawei phone, otherwise it doesn't work, which is a shame really. So we, for example, have weather, and let's check out the weather. As you see, also the UI, and like how it looks like, it looks extremely smooth, and yeah, it looks mega good. Also obviously this watch can also store music internally, so yep, we actually do not need to have our phone in range to play music. So again, you can easily take this watch standalone without your phone and play music basically either on the speaker or also through your like Bluetooth earphones or headphones or whatever you have. So simply choose over here. As you could hear, the speaker quality on this watch is absolutely insane. Then if I swipe up, I can get access to my notifications, for example WhatsApp notifications, so, and any watch notifications. Also the watch face selection also has been actually improved on this watch this year, so we actually get quite a lot of decent watch faces this year on this watch. Obviously we can use our phone app to download more of them, and also what's absolutely great, we can also interact with these watch faces. For example, as you see, I can quickly launch various things, and also we can easily like customize everything on this watch face over here as well. For example, let's click this. As you see, this is probably the most advanced one, so you see how many data fields we have over here. So maybe if we want to quickly launch weather, as you see, we can easily do that. So maybe like our heart rate, as you see, so absolutely awesome. And again, on the previous Huawei watch, actually we weren't able to like interact with this watch face. So again, this is actually like very decent upgrade over here. And as you see, you can fully customize these basically, for example, the colors on this watch face very easily, and also we can easily customize these functions, so you can set up for pretty much anything. So let me click this, so you can see what we can, for example, maybe set over there. And again, as you see, when it comes to functions, this watch it's absolutely ridiculously loaded with pretty much everything. So it really is probably one of the most feature-packed watches over there. Also, for example, if you actually compare to the Apple Watch, then I think this Fit 4 actually, in a lot of cases, is actually much better than the more expensive Apple Watch, essentially. So over here I have not the latest Apple Watch. As you see, first the design, as you see, where you can clearly tell where they have actually taken their inspiration from. So it really looks like almost an Apple Watch, but basically I think the design even looks more premium than on some Apple Watch. Also the like system speed basically also often I feel is even better than on the actual Apple Watch. So obviously Apple Watches are known to be very smooth, but again the overall system performance, again, it easily matches like Apple Watch, so it's that good. And again, these watches cost like at least 500 depending on what kind of spec you get, but on this one, again, it's little like 150. And again, yeah, the features you get, yeah, are absolutely ridiculous. Oh, also, obviously, when it comes to the battery life, this also completely destroys Apple Watch. For example, on Apple Watch, again, we can maybe get like 1 or 2 days maximum. So 2 days is really stretching it. So usually like 1 day basically on any Apple Watch. But on this one, so if you are a light user, you can, I guess, get maybe like 2 weeks of battery life. But if you are like more heavy user, I think you get maybe like 10 days of like decent usage on this watch. So again, it completely wipes floor with Apple Watch, and I think it even looks better than Apple Watch. So, and obviously also it works with Android. Apple Watch obviously do not work with Android. So again, if you are considering between these two watches, again, this, yeah, it's absolutely awesome. And let's quickly check all the apps this watch has. So again, if you press your scroll wheel, you can launch these. So as you see, also design looks so incredibly smooth. As you see, so fluid. Also, you can easily arrange these things. For example, if I click over here, then drag it, for example, over here, see, I can easily arrange. Again, on other watches that has this kind of system, often you aren't even able to like customize basically the order of these. But again, as you see, it looks so nice, so modern. Also, we can actually switch between this like hex grid and also like this regular thing over here. Also, if I switch quickly back to this one, you see basically also I can go like this. Okay, other side, yep. So as you see, I can also get this style where you can see both like icons and also the text basically, so of everything. Okay, let's switch back and let me show you what we actually get over here. So again, first different workouts. Maybe let's check what kind of workouts we actually have over here. So these are presets ones, so the most popular ones. If I swipe all the way down, I can also click add over here. So I will simply keep shut and let you see for yourself. And as you see, it's absolutely loaded, like loaded to the brim really, so absolutely insane. So let me show you basically, so we can see our workout records after we do some stuff essentially over here. So I'm not sure, so these are some kind of like breathing exercise, I guess. I'm not a fan of those things. But yeah, also we can see our heart rate, for example, also our resting heart rate, but obviously you need to wear your watch for longer time. Also SpO2, and also when I actually checked the results of the SpO2 versus Apple Watch and my Garmin, again, it matches like 100%, so absolutely, yeah, awesome. Also we have sleep tracking here as well, whereas breathing exercise, and again, we can actually literally call from this watch as well. Okay, I had to drop down the screen brightness because it was blowing out my camera. Also, the screen brightness on this watch also is absolutely insane, and it's very visible outdoors as well. So again, AI assistant again works only if you have the Huawei. We have basic calendar here, I guess, so yeah, your events. Also, we can easily set multiple alarms here as well, timers here, as you see. Also, as you see, just go insanely nice, the timer system is over here, so we can start the timer, and it's absolutely awesome. Also, obviously, we can exit the screen, and you see, so okay, so it has this dynamic thing basically. So you see basically on the top over here, I can quickly go back to my timer so easily. And again, this works with pretty much most apps. So again, these that are running in the background. So again, the system on this watch is much more advanced than on pretty much any other watch over here. So what else we had? Like basic stopwatch. So yeah, basic stopwatch. Flashlight over here. So again, we can use a scroll wheel to adjust the brightness of it. Calculator over here. Compass. Yep. like normal compass, so absolutely awesome. Even barometer, yep, we even have barometer, so it's absolutely ridiculous at this price we can actually get such features. Man, it's absolutely ridiculous what this watch actually has. So Find My Phone, and obviously the map system as well. Also, we can easily upload more things, more apps, maps, and music. So if we go in the app, so click over here on the devices, click on your watch over here, then click, for example, app gallery. So if you want to download more apps, let me show you what, for example, we have. We have a Spotify control here as well if you need that, and yeah, bunch of basic stuff over here. Not much selection, but again, basic stuff all there. Also, as you see, if I go over here, I can load basically maps, and the maps are pretty much available for like any country you see. So there is everything. The only negative, however, is it takes very long time to transfer basically. So basically to transfer like 100 megabyte map. So for my small country, it literally took almost hours. So I think that is probably one of the negatives about this watch, that all the file transfers basically takes like huge amount of time. Also songs, again, like I would say like 1 megabyte takes maybe like 30 seconds to transfer. So again, if the map is very huge, it will take quite a long time to transfer. But again, I'm really just nitpicking. So, and also we have like absolutely massive choice for the watch face, and also the selection of watch face, again, it's really top notch. So yeah, absolutely loaded. And if I swipe from the right, I can get access to these various tiles, and again they're fully interactive. I can see, for example, my history for the things and various other things. Also check this. Literally I have training load, training index, and recovery features as well on this watch. So yep, literally we get pretty much most of the features that like 500 or 600 Garmin's or Apple Watch have. So literally like 4 or 5 times more expensive devices. Yeah, they have finally trickled down basically to this watch as well. So for its price, it's absolutely ridiculous what we get. Also, if I press and hold, I can actually add more things over here. By the way, there is one negative thing. There is actually still a limit basically on how many of these tiles we can add. So Huawei should really remove this limit. This is stupid limit essentially. So if we want to add more things, we actually have to remove some. Okay, let's remove, and if I click over here, you can maybe see what we have over here, what we can add over here. So like this running ability index, also again these workout status fields over here, SpO2, sleep tracking, stress tracking. But again, it's kind of stupid that there is limit how many of these we can add. I think that is a negative. So as you see, the watch is totally loaded. And if we compare the heart rate readings of again like 4 or 5 times more expensive watches, you see pretty much identical. Actually, I find the responsiveness of the heart rate sensor is actually slightly even better than on my slightly older Apple Watch. So again, the heart rate sensor really, it's really top class as well. And yeah, definitely the heart rate performance of these watches again, it's pretty much identical really. So the weather today is absolutely terrible. But yeah, I'm very impressed with the sensor actually on this Huawei watch. For its price, what you get, it's absolutely ridiculous. Also again, let's quickly check the lock times on the GPS. So let's see how long it takes essentially. As you see, pretty much instant, and again this was from cold start. I hadn't used the GPS for literally like half an hour. So it takes literally like 2 seconds to lock on to GPS. So again, if you compare to even much more expensive watches, this completely destroys them when it comes to GPS even. Also, for example, if we compare this watch to the past Fit 3, for example, if you had tiny bit of wet hands, you couldn't even use that watch. As you see, the screen is pretty much wet from rain, and you see it's totally responsive and everything works flawlessly. So again, this screen, yeah, and the build quality of this watch, it's absolutely ridiculous. By the way, this year they have also have the Pro model basically of this watch, which also has got sapphire glass display and also ACG. But again, I think you shouldn't really waste money on that watch, because this is literally like 99% of that watch. And when it comes to durability, really, this watch again, I would say it's like 99% really the same as that watch. Again, I do not think you will have any problems. So again, when it comes to value for money, I think this watch actually completely destroys the Pro model, which everyone is actually focusing on. I think the watch everyone should focus on is this regular one. So again, like extremely good build quality for even like much more cheaper price. Also, if you're wondering if the step counter on this watch is just as good as on the past Fit 3, then yep, I can confirm it appears to be pretty much identical. And last year I actually tested like 10 different watches at one time basically, and basically the Samsung watch and these Huawei Fit watch actually came like in the first place essentially. So Samsung and Huawei actually share the first place, and then all others. Basically the second most accurate was the Apple Watch, then some other watches like Garmin watch were dead last essentially because they undercut like crazy when you walk in short bursts. So I can't suggest those watches for step counter. But again, out of all watches, again, like Samsung and these Huawei watches again are really like in top one essentially spot essentially. So again, if you also want the best step counter, this again does that. By the way, full disclaimer, unlike others, I actually purchased this watch myself. No one has sent me it. So I think the only like real reason why everyone is actually promoting the more expensive Fit Pro version essentially is because Huawei literally sent them this watch and yeah, basically gave them to promote this. And I think the actual watch everyone should be like getting is actually this Fit 4 regular version because it's much cheaper. Yeah, also obviously we can get these WhatsApp notifications over here, but basically, so this watch is like 150 basically if you follow those special links. So obviously if you use the links, you obviously help the channel. Also check those extra coupons. So again, for $150 it's absolutely ridiculous. That Pro version costs like 260 or 270, something like that essentially. And like the real only advantage is it actually gets this sapphire glass display. But I also wore the Fit 3 for a few months essentially, last year essentially, and I do not see any like problems in durability. So again, this regular Fit 4, I think it's like plenty durable for like 99% of people. Again, you probably won't be able to damage. Also the Pro version has got this ACG, but again, to rely on ACG on a watch, again, that's not very smart really. So again, those two functional things are only like the difference again, but you are paying like almost 2 times more for that watch. So, and on this one again, you get full-blown maps. Everything is so nice. Probably is one of the best displays in the class. Yeah, it looks absolutely premium. So I think everyone should be actually focusing on this watch and not the Pro version, because yeah, this is like 5 times better value for money. And yeah, overall I'm completely blown away by this watch. So again, if you want to get the cheapest price on this watch, simply check those listings in the description and those extra coupons. So for this price, there isn't anything in the market that even comes close to this watch, and Huawei really has completely outdone themselves. Anyway, good luck.